All right, so all praise to Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Rakaha Kadash. Good. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, better known as GMS, also known as the Prophets of Doom. Hey, this is where I have learned this truth, and this is where I'm still learning this truth, and also Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. So this video, we're gonna go back into prophecy of Revelation 13 and 16 and read a little bit more of this article. All right. So we'll get the prophecy first. Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. It reads, "And he causeth all." All right. We know the "and he," and we know how he is able to causeth all. All right. "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." So before we get started, let everything be done decently and in order. So if you are new, all right, if you are new, just make sure you go back to, because this is part 3, just so that you're not lost. Go back to part 1. You'll see the parts on the title. So it'll be the title, and then part 2 will be the title, and then there'll be a 2 in parentheses, so on and so forth. All right. So let's go ahead and get to this article. Again, what we're listening for is convenience, peace, safety. But we know, again, let's start this off again here. We know Ecclesiastes 12 and 10 by now. All right. Excuse me, Ecclesiasticus. All right. Or Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10, and then verse 16 through 18. All right, verse 10, it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." All right, and then jumping down to verse 16, it reads, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance." All right, as a matter of fact, let's you may have read the Good News translation on the first video. Let's do it now. Same things we just read here, except for now this is the Good News translation. Let's see. So Sirach chapter 12, verse 10 in the Good News, it reads, "Never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust." Down here, verse 16, it reads, "He will speak fine words while he plots how to trap you. He will pretend to share your sorrows, but he will kill you if he gets a chance. If trouble comes your way, you will find him waiting, ready to trip you up while he pretends to help you. He will be a different person then, rubbing his hands, nodding his head, and spreading rumors about you." All right, he is the accuser of his brethren. Okay. All right, so this article that we are continuing to read is titled "Social Scoring Systems: Current State and potential future implications. All right, so we point out things that could be snares and traps along the way to this prophecy becoming true, because this prophecy is in no doubt going to come true. All the words of the Lord are faithful and true. All right, two things that the Lord will not do is fail and lie. All right, so this is a potential snare and trap. Okay, these are things that they could implement to be on these micro CHIPs. All right, a social credit score, for example, could be on there. Right, that will cause you to keep trying to keep up with what this man wants you to do in order to buy and sell. All right. So not only will it be receiving this CHIP, all right, it'll be what are the requirements after you receive this thing in order to keep a good status, all right, a good standing inside of this man's system. All right. So again, the title of this article was Social Scoring Systems, Current State and Potential Future Implications. All right. This is not a thing that is over here in the US of A as of yet, but it very well could be. All right. It very well could be. So otherwise, why would articles like this come up? All right. And that's not beyond the scope of what could happen. All right. We are already in a digital age. All right. If you don't think so, then how often do people use cash, change? And even if you use it, I'm talking about the world as a whole. How often is cash a go-to? Well, especially here in America. All right. We're already, for the most part, using numbers on the screen as money, whether that is a computer screen, a phone screen. All right. So, social credit scoring is a potential snare and trap, especially for the people that have pride of life. All right, especially for the people who still want to keep up with the Joneses. All right, even if the Joneses' first name is Esau. All right, so let's go ahead and go down here. What was the last section we read? Let's see. Let me see. Did we read this already? Many. Okay, yeah. Okay, this section that we're going to read of this article is subtitled "A System Ripe for Manipulation." Okay, so it reads, from a technical standpoint, the way the social credit system is designed leaves it particularly vulnerable to artificial manipulations, such as lowering someone's score for various purposes. Based on publicly available information about social credit systems, most of them are built on top of a publicly available interfaces, which contains massive amounts of personal data, including all quote unquote offenses committed. This type of interface is more prone to leaks and, if accessed illegally, could lead to terrible consequences for the individuals attacked. It also doesn't have to be hacked. Entities that use such systems often provide APIs that allow people to look up the various violations of an individual by inputting information like his or her phone number or passport number. In fact, the openness of such systems could be exactly why entities that use them have chosen this type of interface. In certain countries, public censure is the basis for many types of punishments. Photographs of traffic violators are posted on billboards. For example, In other words, their goal is to often make private information publicly, or at the very least, easily accessible. But this can easily give rise to issues like fraud and bullying. So one of the things that they're also going to use to get people to take this micro CHIP, since I read that word fraud, is safety from fraud, right? Safety from losing things. All right, so everything that you carry around with you in your wallet, in your purse, as far as like IDs, uh, medical cards, even keys. All right, they're going to be able to put within this micro CHIP. All right, and then put it in you, and nobody can steal it. That's going to be a talking point to this thing. Okay, and a lot of people on that alone are going to get taken by this man's lies. All right, let's go ahead and read another section of this article. That was pretty short. This one is subtitled "Vulnerabilities Within the System." It reads, "But such social credit score systems aren't just vulnerable because they may use a public interface. They are a computer system, and like any other computer system, they are susceptible to attacks. These can be divided into three groups. Number one, attacks on the technical implementation. A countrywide control over the actions and movements of every citizen. A requirement for nationwide social scoring systems to be efficient." Wow, so a requirement for nationwide social credit score systems to be efficient is countrywide control over the actions and movements of every citizen. All right, people, you have to really read these things, man. All right, they put these things in here. All right, so let me start that all over. A countrywide control over the actions and movements of every citizen. A requirement for nationwide social scoring systems to be efficient. Mandates coordination between a massive number of various types of sensors and tracking devices, all united under the term Internet of Things, or IoT. We spoke about this in other things that we've read. It was IoT, IoB, Internet of Bodies, Internet of Things. I'm not going to go there right now. But if you look up, we've done videos on this channel, and the body has done videos on this subject also. All right, but 4IR, all right, or Fourth Industrial Revolution. As a matter of fact, when I was on the search bar, I think it went up to. They have descriptions all the way up to, and maybe even including the Seventh Industrial Revolution. All right. So it says IoT, or Internet of Things, is essentially a group of devices connected to a network that can collect and transfer data automatically. All right. So this social credit score being a possibility that none of us would be surprised to have. Do you think that they're working on this thing already? Do you think that they have the blueprint or the groundworks to get this thing off the ground? All right. Do you think that there is a conspiracy of people planning this? All right. Am I even using that word right? Let me check this out really quick. Let's see. Definition of conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a conspiracy to get this thing off the ground? It says now, a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. All right, invading your privacy. Okay. Invading your body. Making it so you feel as though you have to get this thing in you. All right. And if you don't, all right, take away your necessities to live, your food, your housing, your clothing, okay, your way to provide for your family without being infringed upon. This is something unlawful or harmful, right? Similar words for conspiracy: plot, scheme, plan, right? So do you think that there is a scheme or a plot, okay, to get this thing off the ground that we're reading about here? Social credit systems or social scoring systems, all right? And it isn't conspiracy theory, all right? It's conspiracy fact that this thing is possible, all right? A lot of these things that they label conspiracy theories are conspiracy facts. As a matter of fact, let's get a scripture on this really quick. Just something that popped in my head really quick. I think this might be in the NLT. No. Is it? All right, hold on. Let me go back to the King James search. Oops. All right, hold on. Let's see. All right, I think I might have found it, but let me check this out real quick. Oops. Man, hold on. Okay. Let's see. All right. This is Isaiah. Let me put this back on the King James really quick. Isaiah 8:12 says, "Say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy. Neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid." All right. So what they fear is this truth. Every time they hear the truth, they throw the label confederacy, or as you will hear in a different translation. All right, this is the NLT. Don't call everything a conspiracy like they do, and don't live in dread of what frightens them. Okay, the things that they don't understand, the truth. All right, they just slap the conspiracy label on it to get everybody to run away from it. All right, but don't call everything that they call a conspiracy. All right, don't fear the things that they fear. Don't fear this truth. All right, because we'll get to. Well, let me go here now before I forget. So, let's get this really quick. All right, Isaiah 33 and all right, Isaiah 33. I'll start at 5. The Lord is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. He giveth us his knowledge. All right, we exalt the Lord. Okay. Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So we don't run from this truth, man. It is the stability of our times, all right? But people who are afraid of it, that should tell you something. All right, that should tell you something, man. So let's go back here. Okay. So let's get another translation talking about this conspiracy thing. NIV, it says, do not. Oh, also just a reminder. This is Isaiah 8, verse 12. All right. In the NIV, it says, do not call conspiracy everything this people calls a conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear, and do not dread it. All right. ESV, do not call conspiracy all that this people calls conspiracy, and do not fear what they fear, nor be in dread. All right. This is the New American Standard Bible 2020. It says, you are not to say it is a conspiracy regarding everything that this people call a conspiracy. You are not to fear what they fear or be in dread of it. So you get the point, man. Well, Lord willing, you get the point. Yeah, it keeps going on and on. All right, they're saying the same thing, but let me see something really quick. Oh, man. Mm. All right, yeah, these scriptures are. Okay, I'll just go back to this article. All right, so let's go ahead and go back here. What is that up for? Oh, I already had that up. Okay, so back here in the article. Uh, all right, I'll start right here. I think I already read it, but it's okay. IoT is essentially a group of devices connected to a network that can collect and transfer data automatically. Think about apps that let you unlock your doors from your cell phone, or the sensors in printers that tell you the ink is low. Even heart implants are quote unquote smart devices. And anytime you connect a device to the internet, you immediately increase the security risks. Why? Because a device connected to the internet can be hacked. IoT devices are particularly vulnerable because of how rapidly they're developed and the fact that there is a lack of overarching security standards. In the first half of 2019, Kaspersky, which I don't know what that is K, or who that is. It's Kaspersky. Kaspersky, I don't know. Kaspersky experts uncovered 105 million attacks on IoT devices. And the more IoT devices connected, the greater the attack surface, meaning a system as massive as the one required for a single social credit system for more than 1 billion people is just waiting to be attacked. All right, let me look at something really quick here. All right, there's a little bit more reading as far as this section goes. And remember, the section that we're on is vulnerabilities within the system. All right, there's two more vulnerabilities that they mentioned. So let's get these out the way. And then we'll probably have to do at least one more part for reading this article. Number 2, it says attacks on the programming implementation. Apart from the standard software, vulnerabilities found in any distributed digital system. The machine learning based scoring mechanism carries an additional risk for attacks against algorithms. A large portion of the tasks in the social credit system requires the use of speech and facial recognition algorithms, as well as an automatic analysis of large volumes of text information. For example, posts on social media or other similar social network structures. This is accomplished with neural networks based on current methods of deep learning, which are highly vulnerable. For one, they're surprisingly easy to trick. In 2016, researchers were able to trick a facial recognition system into misinterpreting their identity by wearing patterned glasses with frames that contained hallucinogenic print, a type of potential attack dubbed by experts as quote unquote adversarial machine learning. The assumption is that there would be an attacker attempting to fool the system for personal benefit or malicious purposes. Instead of just playing a fun game of mistaken identity, think tricking a self driving car into speeding through stop signs. Or you could purchase a special t shirt with various license plate numbers that would trigger automatic license plate readers. Should you jaywalk or park illegally, the security camera would register the license plate numbers on the shirt as the violators, leading to fines being issued to dozens of unsuspecting car owners. With a social rating system like those based on open access to data about citizens, anyone could manipulate the scores of their fellow citizens, say by wearing a special makeup while violating pedestrian traffic rules to trick the system into thinking there's someone else and subsequently lowering the score of the targeted person. I've been seeing these, I forget what they're called, ultra real masks, where these things, they look like flesh, they look just like people. They're not plastic, they're not the old Halloween plastic masks. You put this thing on, and it looks like a Hollywood production. You actually look like what that mask is. All right. So imagine tricking one of these systems just by wearing your mask, and that probably won't. That's probably not missed with these people that are creating these types of systems. All right. Keep that in mind. How much do you actually trust the people that are going to make the guidelines to run these systems on? All right, the third and final, what is this called? The third and final vulnerability that they list is attacks on the system mechanics. All right, it reads, there's another type of vulnerability that doesn't rest with the system's technology or code, a vulnerability in the desired outcomes. In other words, the rules for certain actions could lead to entirely unexpected and undesirable results. For example, some of the current social scoring systems include lowering the rating of those who purchase quote unquote bad items, which they have here in parentheses cigarettes, alcohol, etc. All right. It says as a way to motivate their citizens to take better care of their health. These people are tripped, man. These people are tripped. We just read this. Hold on a second. Ecclesiasticus 12. And 17 to the point, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. All right. as a way to motivate their citizens to take better care of their. Get out of here. It says, however, this could lead to the emergence of a new type of black market where those with extremely high ratings can resell quote unquote bad items to citizens who are in danger of falling into a quote unquote undesirable zone. On the other hand, those with money who wish to turn a profit by selling these bad items or simply want to inflate their ratings to receive a coveted job can simply donate to charity or even certain political organizations. As a result, a social rating becomes a second currency where, by manipulating the mechanisms used for establishing the rating, your score can be converted into real money and vice versa. The consequences of a social scoring system that can determine your future while being simultaneously easy to manipulate and vulnerable to attacks are hard to predict, but potentially dangerous. All right, it's dangerous, potentially dangerous. Okay, so that was it for this. We're just pointing out again things that, could be snares and traps. All right, that will be snares and traps if they're trying to use this to get you to take the MOTB. All right, we already have a credit card system. We already have credit scores and all that. So if they start using this, all right, to stop you from the buying and selling of things, and the only way you can receive entry into this social credit system is to receive this MOTB or micro CHIP or RFID CHIP or Charagma, whichever of those you want to choose, or straight to the point, badge of servitude to the Antichrist. All right. Um, uh, that's where the problem is going to come in. Okay. So that was it for vulnerabilities within the system. Well, actually, we read 3 different sections. It was two different sections. It was a system ripe for manipulation and vulnerabilities within the system. All right, so we'll come back, Lord willing, within the next few videos on this article, or whenever the Spirit has us go back into this. We'll definitely finish out this article at some point. All right, so watch out. Stay circumspect. Oh, let me find this. Let me find this scripture really quick. Okay, this is it. And then we might have to go get a word from this. All right, I'll start at 1 Peter 5 and 6. All right, it says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. All right, humble yourself. Don't think that you are in this world and you know everything. If you're outside of this truth, you actually know nothing. You don't know anything. You don't know what you have been set up for. And really, at that point, the devil has got a hold of you, man. He's snatched that seed. All right? Okay? All right? Your path has been blocked from you. All right? Humble yourself and come back to the old paths. Okay? Come back to this cistern. Okay? So again, 1 Peter 5 and 6, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Just speaking to you Israelites out there, right? 1 Peter 5:8, you sincere and faithful Israelites, right, that have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and know what true love is, all right, and true faith. All right, 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right, now let's get this word really quick for devour. Wow, G2666, man.
Strong's G 2666. Katapino. Katapino.
All right, definition 3, it says to swallow up, destroy. Okay, literally or figuratively, devour, drown. All right, is there a root word up here? Yeah, let's see. That one. All right, let me look in. I want to look in Google real quick and see if what the word for devour is means. All right.
Devour.
Verb, it says eat, food or prey, hungrily or quickly. Oops. It says a fire or a similar force, destroy completely. All right, let's look up. Is there another one? To be totally absorbed by a powerful feeling. All right, similar words are afflict, torture, plague, trouble, consume. All right, the devil seeks to devour you, man, take you off of this path. As a matter of fact, let's there was another. Oh, all right, this is Luke. All right. This is Luke 22. I'll start here at 28. This is a red letter. All right, so you know this is the Messiah, Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And so we will be labeled as such if we do end up being, all right, the remnant and elect. It says, and I appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, this is the Lord speaking to the disciples at this point, but in the spirit, he's speaking to us now. All right, here's the point though, Luke 22:31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Now, let's go in here and get this word for sift. All right, let's see what this is.
Strong's G 4617. Seniazo. Seniazo.
All right, definition 1, it says to sift or shake in a sieve. All right, definition 2, listen to this, figuratively, by inward agitation to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow. All right, so he's telling this to Simon, right? But the devil seeks to sift all of us, man. All right, all of us. Let me look at something really quick here. Here's the word for Simon.
Strong's G 4613. Simone. Simone.
All right, it says Peter, a rock or a stone. We are known as lively stones, man. The devil wants to sift all of us. All right, let me look at this root word really quick. All right, the root word goes back to herd. All right, we are the Lord's herd. All right, we are the lively stones. And there's even another root word. What does this go back to? To hear, listen, obey. All right. Okay. Okay, so the devil, what was that? What was that verse? Desires? Did you say desires to sift us? Yeah. Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. I want to look up some more words in that verse, man. Let me see. And remember, hold on a second. All right, remember, Satan goes back to, there's a spiritual demon, Satan, but there's also definition 2 of the word for Satan goes back to a Satan-like man. Okay? Definition 1 says adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to point that out really quick. Let's get another word in this. Hath desired. Let's see.
Strong's G 1809. Exciteo. Exciteo.
It says to ask from, demand of. It says to ask or beg for oneself. To ask that one be given up to one from the power of another. All right, he's looking for you to transfer over to be his instead of be the Lord's. All right, it says in a bad sense, for torture, for punishment. All right, he desires to have you, man. Okay, he may sift you as wheat. Okay, let's go back to this verse and read the one after, and then we'll shut this down. And read this again. I'll start from where I started at. All right, Luke 22 and 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Listen to this, Luke 22 and 32. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. That's the mission, man. You convert, you grow in spirit, and you strengthen the brethren. By how? Right, by doing what the Lord tells you to do. Right, growing in spirit, going on the highways and byways or on these videos, and telling the truth, man. The simple and plain truth of it all. All right, and the Lord sends that spirit out to do whatever the Lord make the spirit do what it do. All right, but being strong and being strong, well rooted in this faith, All right, that helps strengthen the brethren too. All right, the body. All right. So that was it for that paragraph. All right, Lord willing, we'll be back in the next upcoming videos and either read more of this article or go on to something else. As long as I'm telling this truth, man, and the Spirit is still on us to keep going and enduring to the end, it doesn't matter what the Spirit has us do. As long as we go on to something on the daily. All right. So with that, all praise to Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem Rakaha Kwadash, or in English, all praise to Yahweh in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone. This is where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.